Hey, I hope you are well, Justin. So I've had a little bit of a look at your page, but most of it I will be going over with you for now, right? So first thing that we need to look at is mobile responsiveness. Oftentimes we make our pages over here, and that's the way we think most people consume them because that's how we make them, right? But the reality, sorry, let's just run stuff in the background. But the reality is that most people will view the page on the mobile. So when we go to mobile, this is how the page is going to look on mobile, which is actually better with having the video there on top. But then you've got to work with this formatting over here that's going to get in the way of the page, and then it covers it up. You don't really get to see it, but yeah, you got to work on that formatting. That's one thing. Now I'll go, if we have time, I'll go for it in that order, which is the better way that things go. But then these little things, you want to make sure that the primary way of consumption is actually mobile first, and then on desktop will be a smaller percentage of people will be consuming on desktop. But it doesn't look too bad that way. Okay, so now let's go to the next points over here. And we go back up to the top. Let's grow the call that unites us. Finding freedom, we didn't know we lost. Still, right now, I don't know what we're talking about. Finding freedom, we didn't know we lost. That's intriguing. That's a bit of a hook. We can look into that. That's kind of interesting. The call that unites us, the grow the call that unites us. I still don't very much the context of what these mean on the top will depend on the context that is set forth in the ad first, right? And I know that you have not created that ad, but then grow can mean, I don't know if like just, I've spoken to you a little bit. I have not read the whole page, but I'm going to go over it with you right now. But grow can mean growing actually stuff. It can mean personal growth, growing as a person, or what are we talking about with growth? It's not clear. Now, the problem with that is that if a confused mind doesn't move forward, our job as marketers is to make things clear and straightforward and open for people. So we want to not confuse. So immediately on this page, I don't know what it's about, and I'm confused. I don't know what's happening yet. I'm just not okay. Saying that. Also, with your permission, I'm assuming that the reason why you're paying for me is to find out how to make this better. Like I could tell you a lot of the good stuff, and I can say it's wonderful and it's great, and I can do that, and that will, of course, feels good. It's really nice, but I think that you're paying me to tell you the negative things so that those things you can improve on and structure better. But of course, I will mention positive things there. But I'm focusing more on the harmful stuff, right? Now, the other thing is about abundance. This is a little hard to read. Things like that. Generally, there's one, even also this logo, but it's not that much English. I'm more concerned about this. There was one study where I showed where there's a lot of the top brands like FedEx and like Google and all these big ones have been moving away from cursive and hard to read writing just because nowadays everyone's bombarded with so much information. Things like this are very good. It's just completely straightforward and easy. I'm getting 200, it's life changing, and I'm getting it for free. 200 worth of stuff. It's like people skim, people don't read now, and people are going to be skimming this. This is the most important stuff is being said very loud and clear in a very easy to understand text. Over here, a little like confusing to the brain. I probably wouldn't do that. Okay, so then now what's actually being said here? From a marketing standpoint, we would say, well, you would think that this is super good. Of course, your most important real estate, like they say, was 80%. You know this if you were copywriting before, and like 80% of your marketing is in the headline, and then the other 20% is in everything else. Like when I do a Facebook ad system, like we have over, I can show you kind of like a bit of the process. I'm going over here with one client. Let me show you this. This is a process that we go through where I was telling you before about like the pain. Let's just try to shorten this for you. But we go through a multiple start project to be able to find these elements for the headline. And then from that, the rest of the ad becomes derived from that. So this part over here, the headline elements, this we actually put money behind testing each one of these elements. We do that. And then the rest of the ad that gets composed is all a reflection of those elements. And basically what I'm saying is 80% of your ad is in the headline. So that's actually the most important thing that we're going here. So beat depression, anxiety, sleep better, have more energy, better sex, and attract more abundance. Well, one is I'm like in marketing we don't care about grammar. Beat depression and anxiety, sleep better, have more energy and better sex, and attract. I do think it needs to be reworded because the grammar beat depression, anxiety, sleep better. Are we beating sleeping better, or is there a period? Beat depression and anxiety, sleep better. That's a new benefit, the separation. But right now, sleep better is being put in the same category as depression and anxiety. Have more energy, better sex, and attract more abundance. Now, you probably get away with it because, like I say, people don't think logically and we kind of skim it. So we beat depression, anxiety, sleep better. People kind of get that these are benefits that are being how do you say, thrown at them. So I don't think anyone's going to be like, what is he talking about? But there will be a part of the brain that before the precognitive part, the part before people actually think about what it is, that is going to be that's going to feel a little bit off. Like I didn't know what was wrong. I read it, I was feeling a little strange, and then I understand why. Is because it doesn't actually make grammatical sense, right? Okay. Now another thing, like I said, headlines are the most important thing. So these things over here are the most important thing. Now I know that this, I don't know, I'm supposing that this may be your logo or like a tagline that you want to have when we're, not that you want to have, that you like, that you would probably want to have, I'm assuming. However, from a marketing perspective, on landing pages, I do not put logos at the top of the page. I do not put taglines at the top of the page. From a design perspective, you think that would make sense, right? But just like you're hiding the menu and you're hiding the header, any space. This is the most important. How do you say the most important thing? Like every word over here, you want to be mulling over for a long time. What is the reason or what is the benefit, and how is that getting them to read the rest of the ad and move on, and how is that hooking them? Let's grow. It's like, depends on how sophisticated your market is and who your market is. But if you're saying let's grow, it's very vague in what that could mean. Let's grow. And that's why I said the context and what you're having before. It can mean a million different things. And oftentimes you also think that that's a good thing. Like it's going to mean a million different things. So then people can take it to mean growing hemp, or it can mean personal growth, or it can mean growing their health, or it can mean growing their finances, or it can be growing all these different things. And it means that we are a Swiss Army knife that can fix all different types of things. But the thing is with marketing is people don't want to buy a generalists, how do you say, are cheaper, right? Specialists go more. Like if you're going to have, the example that's often given is with the car in the garage. If you have a Mercedes and you have an issue with your car, you could just go to a general mechanic, but you'd be much happier if you went to a Mercedes specific mechanic that only worked with cars in your year. You'd be like, okay, this person is an expert for fixing my specific problem, right? So so the context of let's grow in a very unsophisticated market might be good, right? Meaning unsophisticated means a market that has not heard many advertising messages. But as the market gets more crowded with more advertising messages, you want to become more niched down, more specific, so people know exactly what it is. You would say, let's grow 3 to 5 pounds of muscle in our biceps by September 21st, right? Now that's very specific, exactly the amount of pounds, where is it growing, in which muscle, by what date. Now that's attractive. Oh, I do want to grow. Now for me as a lazy consumer, because people don't want to you don't want to make people work. You want to spoon feed people, right? Taking people logically from one stop to the next stop. So if you're saying, how do you say, if I'm reading this and I'm like, let's grow, well, I could grow this, I could grow that, because it's a generalist, it's a mechanic that's also a bicycle fixer, that's also a skateboard fixer, that's also, it's trying to serve too many serves no one. But if I was like, okay, now when we're creating division is what we want to do in our marketing is send people away and that are not the right people for you and get the exactly right people. So if you're let's grow 3 inches of bicep muscles by September 21st through a CrossFit exercise, then we know we're getting people that are into CrossFit, that are into growing their biceps and want to grow it by this amount. Then someone says, well, I don't like CrossFit. They're going to leave your page. But we want that. They leave your page, then we're giving signals to Facebook and giving signals to the Facebook ad tracking of not to show it to those people, but show it to the people that stay longer on the page. And then the person who stays is like, this is exactly for me, and that's the experience that they want to have. Now, I know that I've been, harping on this point with just talking about the let's grow, even though from a marketing perspective, that's the most important words you have on this page, because it's the, it's the headline, it's the biggest, loudest thing in the front. However, I think you might have been like, okay, well, this was just a logo. I'm not sure if that's a logo or if that's just a normal text. I don't know how you made it, right? But maybe that's not the most important thing. And really what you mean is this. And when I said it before, you wanted to remove that anyway. That's okay. But the principle that I was explaining about also applies to this part: beat depression, anxiety, sleep better, have more energy, better sex, and attraction, more abundance. This is like a Swiss Army knife. What do I get? I'm getting rid of depression and anxiety. I'm also sleeping better. I'm also more energy. I'm having good sex. Now we would think this is a miracle. This is everything that I want. This is good. But then the market says, well, one is you've got this in a sophisticated market now, like you address in your video. We talk about the video is that people have heard it all, and people are bombarded with what was the one study, 10,000 or something? I don't know how we can quantify it, but thousands of marketing messages every day, thousands of marketing messages. So if something is messy and unclear and just like a generalist thing, then they don't have any interest to want to go forward. So this ad would be a lot more powerful if you just picked one of these issues to go on, and this whole sentence was just doing one thing. Like if you said use, I'm using the exercise example, but use our hemp flower to have better sex. Sex is also, we're going to get into compliance in a second, but use our not use our is also not a good word, but like I understand the principle. What I'm saying is, if you were to say use hemp flower, use our unique hemp flower formula to have 3 times more energy within 1 week, then that's like, okay, I want to have more energy, and that's the hook, right? A lot of the big marketers that you might be heard of, Agora, they're very famous. To sell the same product over and over again, they'll do a whole marketing piece just around one specific hook. So one benefit or one pain, one problem that you're solving, even though we know that many of these problems, especially coming from a holistic perspective, can solve many, many different issues and many, many different, problems can be solved, and it's, the product is not limited to one benefit or one pain. However, to market, people only buy the solution for one benefit and one pain, and then everything else is a bonus. Everything else is an extra. Now, if the thing that you're selling is a total upgrade to your life, that is getting rid of the bad and the thing, and what you're selling in a sense is an uplifting of your entire being, then that needs to be concluded. This seems like there's different benefits and different pains that are being solved. But if you're like a panacea, or if you're doing like a total upgrade, like what I'm working on for myself is the monk state method, and my idea, my what I'm going for, my hook, my angle, my story, my big idea, what a lot of marketers call my big idea, is that if you change your state, if you master your state, you can master your life. You can master anything if you master your state first, right? But in doing that, my whole ad is, okay, uplift your entire life by changing your state. And that's a lot harder to sell. I'm even niching down more and saying, how do we go from self-sabotage to living our highest purpose without harsh discipline? I'm going into even more specifics, even though my whole thing is a general upgrade of people's being. So with this headline, pick one pick one angle, pick a big idea, pick a big story, a big hook, one thing that will hook them to the end. And assuming I'm making assumptions about your market, right? And technically, maybe I shouldn't make those assumptions, but I think I'm okay to make them. And that assumption is that I'm assuming that your market has not heard lots of this kind of stuff. No, has heard this type of stuff before about things that are supposed to work for everything, just by the simple fact that everyone gets so many different marketing messages. If you were 50 years ago and you had one thing that solved everything, it may be better. But I don't know. Anyway, I think that's enough about the headline. So I would spend a lot more energy working on this headline. And also, if that was the case, if you're going to a very simple market, that's maybe the first time experiencing these things. Like, for example, if you were to opening up, I know you're not doing this, but in principle, if you're opening up to a new country that hasn't, there's a lot of countries that are very much behind America, behind the Western world, that a lot of the more general, the less sophisticated market would actually work for them because they're just entering into the world economy. And if it was like that, then maybe you could get away with this a little bit more. But for an American society, we're very marketed to. And but then if that was the case, you would want to be consistent with the video and this messaging. In the video, one of the first things you did, which we may discuss after, is you were saying we're not just someone who's doing all these promises that just wants your money and then leaves you hanging there. I remember at the end of the video, I skimmed through it a bit. You were saying where we're not just going to have you sign up for a webinar where they teach you like nothing on the webinar and then just try to sell you the whole thing for 45 minutes, right? That's having the assumption that they've already seen it all with the marketing. And if that's the case, then this won't be effective. And if that's not the case, then you shouldn't be saying that in the video. Because if this is effective, then there's no need to say that in the video. In other words, you're speaking to two different levels of sophistication in the market. Also, on top of that, if that wasn't annoying enough to redo this, then what we've got over here is you've got to be aware of what is called unsubstantiated claims. And unsubstantiated claims, the annoying thing is with Facebook ads, which is the best game in the market. As much as I hate Facebook, it's still the best deal in the market right now, is also your landing pages, which is what we're watching, what we're using right now. Also, your landing pages have to be compliant with them, and they are a little bit fuzzy with their compliance. In other words, the algorithm may get you or may not get you. If you have a manual review, which you can submit for a manual review, and one ad reviewer will approve it, and another ad reviewer will not approve it. So that's something which is kind of really annoying. But my point is that what is a universal principle with that is something which is called unsubstantiated claims, right? And that means what an unsubstantiated claims is 100% of the people that use your product have to get the result 100% of the time in order for it to be called a claim. And then you have to have proof to back that up. And even then, if it's something that is too good to be true, by their examples, by whatever Facebook thinks, which is, then they could still deny it, right? So better sex, you can't measure that. That's not specific and measurable, which from a marketing perspective, this is the oxymoron, right? From a marketing perspective, that's bad because better sex doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't speak to a specific level of sex that someone's happening. How is it better? Why is it better? In what shape? In how much time? In physically measurable realities. It's not like saying 3 inches on your biceps. It's not saying a specific claim. So that's actually okay for Facebook's algorithm because it's ambiguous and therefore it's not a specific claim. But then the problem with this is that it's also weak for marketing, and you want to find out that middle point where it's good for marketing, you're specific enough for marketing, but you're still vague enough as to not get in trouble with Facebook. Now, having said that, there's a few things that ring Facebook's alarm bell. Weight loss is one of them. Sexuality, mentioning sexuality is, if you could do it without, it might be better just avoiding it because they have like these bugs that crawl just says the word sex, and then they like want to they flag you immediately. It can be a problem. I had one meditation program that was mine. It was a meditation program, and they flagged me for adult toys and adult stuff. And I was like, I think I just said, like have better, like it will improve your sex life with this and level up your entire life. And then the algorithm took it up as like level up your sex libido or something, and it flagged me for adult stuff, and it was like a meditation program. So just giving that context, but you could probably get away with it. And that, but here, beat depression and anxiety. That's a bit vague, but this is toting the line. What does it mean to beat depression and anxiety? If you're mentioning depression and anxiety, beat, that could work. You're not saying that you're going to cure. Yeah, that's okay. Attract more abundance. Anyway, just giving that context about specificity and claims. Beat depression and anxiety is borderline with compliance with Facebook. Okay, sent every month to you for a healthy body, mind, and soul. Okay, so what is sent to me every month for a healthier body, mind, and soul? Oh, also, more abundance. Again, vagueness doesn't mean anything from a marketing perspective. More abundance, does that mean that I'm going to get $2 more in 10 years, or does that mean that I'm going to, be rolling in a pit of in a pit of money? How do you say? Hurting my elbows on all the gold coins that I'm brushing up against, right? It's very, it leaves a bit too much for the imagination for people, right? Attract more abundance. Also, make money is something which is also very regulated by Facebook as well. Just saying. But having said that, also there's the disconnect between depression, anxiety, sleep better, and then being more abundant and having more energy. Okay, seems like it's a health thing, but then what does the health thing have to do with making money? You could say, well, if I'm healthier, then I can make more money. Or you could say this is an MLM, a multi-level marketing program. And I don't know the answer to that, right? And we've already spoken a couple times. I mean, if I thought about it, if I read this, I would know. But that confusion of if someone thinks, oh, this is an MLM, and I don't like MLMs, and click away, and it's not an MLM, then that's a problem. If someone's like, oh, that means it's a health thing so that I can be healthier and attract more abundance, it's just confusing. It's just, I still don't know what you're talking about this far, right? Into it, I still don't know what we're talking about. Then over here, I still don't know what we're talking about yet. Sent every month to you for a healthier body, for a healthy mind, body, and soul. Okay, so now I know that it's holistic and it's something that's going to do my better being. That's okay. And it's a monthly something. It's a monthly subscription. Okay, and then now we're saying what we're going to be getting. 7 grams of this, you're having your benefits. How do you say each thing that you're going to be getting? So what we're doing here, which is actually might be okay. I haven't looked at the rest of your product, but this is now assuming that the market wants these things. You're not really selling the benefits of the 7 grams of hemp flower. You're not selling the benefits of why they would want that. You're just saying that they do. You're assuming that they want that. There's not a connection of how this 7 grams of hemp flowers is leading to these things over here. If I think about it now, I can say, okay, well, these things lead to this, but you want to make it stupid and simple. And what I mean by that is I don't want to have to do all of that investigative work into your sales page because I'm lazy. Not people I'm lazy. People just have thousands of sales messages and all the time and have limited time and are overwhelmed with information and data overdose, right? It's just a lot of work for that. Now, if you're saying, you know what, anyone who wants 7 grams, 2/8 of hemp flower knows what it is. Like, I don't know the level of the market, right? They know what it is and they know the benefits of it. And I don't have to tell them why they want it. I don't have to tell them what it's going to do for them. I just have to say what it is and say how buying my one is better than buying someone else's one. If that's the case, then we take this and that becomes the headline, right? Then we're not talking about these benefits and these pains and these things over here. We're just going straight to the headline of saying 7 grams of top shelf hemp flower, of top shelf hemp flower, 20 years of research creating the 7 grams of the top quality something like that, that is 6 times more effective than average hemp flower or something. I don't know much about the hemp industry. Then you would take that benefit point and put that up here, you know, as the main call. So who this is speaking to is very different than who this is speaking to. This is assuming that the person knows what it is and why they want it, and this is assuming that they don't know anything about it. And you got to pick one and have the marketing message express clearly tell the story of whichever archetype person that you're going after. But as far as the actual bullet point in itself, whether here's the place to put it or not, I think it's, I don't know what top shelf means, but maybe your market does know what top shelf means. It means like the best quality, like the best one. I'm assuming that's what it means. We've got to have 20 years of searching. Okay, so then that's showing differentiation. Grown organically, it's showing that it's organic, but it's not organic, but also love and healing by frequencies. So this, I think, is great, right? So we're saying differentiation, 20 years of searching. So this like the best stuff that you're going to get, top shelf stuff, the best stuff that you're going to get. It's organic, and it's not just organic, but it's actually high vibe. This is great. Beautiful bullet point. Love it. Whether it should be there as the first thing people see, that's we already discussed that. But as far as the bullet point in and of itself, it's I wouldn't bother changing that right now. Of course, you can always go split hairs in any part of marketing, but I think that's good for now. Okay, again, this for someone who's into hemp tincture, like I don't know, I'm not into hemp stuff. I mean, I've used some CBD, but like I haven't really gotten into it. Those who are like are real fanatics, like really into it, like no one else is using it, using the whole plant dissolved in MTC oil with super low heat, using no alcohol. This is saying well, our stuff is way better than anyone else's, and this is uniquely prepared. Even though I don't know about these things, saying this is really good. It's all of that. It's not just any old hemp. It's going through a specific product process after 20 years. I love it. It's great. Give me more of this. Why? Now, the only thing that I would suggest adding is to see, you've said, okay, using the whole, this, right? Zone meant to using no alcohol. Why does that matter? Right? Why is that a good thing? I see how it's special and it's different and it's unique, but I want you to tell me why, right? So you don't get, how do you say, alcohol destroys the natural something of the fibers. Heat kills the natural thing. The whole plant thing gives a full spectrum, which gives more cannabinoids, or I don't know. I'm just making it up. I don't know really what the benefits are, but you want to say why using the whole plant is better than using not that. Why is MTC oil? Does everyone use MTC oil? Or I mean, even just doing that, that's good enough just to say MTC oil because it sounds fancy and special. But if you could add in the MTC oil, which is 6 times more absorbent and can preserve the flavor better and has the added benefits of direct absorption, or if you could say why MTC oil is good, why full extraction is good, why low heat and why no alcohol is good, then that would be a whole nother level upgrade. But still, the best thing that I've seen so far, and I've been looking like this, is these 2 bullet points are really good. But I haven't read the rest, so we're still looking. But they're not bad. They're good. They're good. Okay, now this one, samples of now this one brings up another question that I had. They say every month to for a healthy body. Okay, so this is sent every month to for a healthy body. So you're kind of saying this is a subscription, like a monthly subscription thing. I guess that kind of makes sense. That could be little curious. Samples of different wellness products you probably never heard of that our family has discovered through countless experts, experiments, healers, and natural doctors sent each month. Letter from your genetic research department. Okay, so this is like a surprise thing. Also, again, you can add a benefit to that, right? So you don't have to do the research so that your body can get a variety of different, how do you say, herbal benefits that gives a, how do you say, a clustered effect of uniqueness and benefits by having different things given to you every time. Is it samples just for the fun of samples, just for a new experience? Or is it actual of making a thing in the body? If it's just the samples of things that they could buy, and it's like for the experience of it, then you could add that as a bonus. I don't know if that would be a main selling point. Like, okay, you want to sell me samples? It's cool. If it's like it's a surprise subscription box where there's experience and you're getting a whole dynamic that how do you say, like a whole experience, like a mystery experience that you're trying to sell, then that could be there. But again, not too bad. Now saying, let our family be your genetic research department. I don't know exactly what that means. One is, I don't know so much about you, so why would I want your family be a genetic research department? And why would I let you do that? Is genetic research is automatically scary? What do you mean by that? Why do, if you're asking me to let you be a genetic research, it's like, it's kind of like, okay, another thing with this is this communicates neediness, saying, let our family do this for you. It's like, let us do it. Could you please, please, pretty please, can I be your genetic research person? Which automatically creates the assumption of I'm not coming from a place of power. A stronger place to be in marketing is, I have this value, everybody wants it. You'll be lucky if you have the opportunity to buy this, right? Because I only have a limited number, and there's a limited amount, and there's all these people who want to get it. So if you can get one of these subscriptions, then you're one of the fortunate few, and you have to qualify to get it. That's the opposite of let us be your thing. This is saying, if you're so kind, you can let me do this for you, which is a lot weaker place to come from. And plus, a genetic research department is just it's a bit confusing, right? And this I also do think can be reworded a bit better, but it's okay. It's okay. Blessed tools to empower your life, like miniature life coaches and cheerleaders all around for you. Fathers from our farm, crystals, and other sacred feathers. Sorry, feathers from our farm, crystals, and do that. Okay, blessed tools of like miniature life coaches and cheerleaders around you. Okay, so what you're saying is that feathers and crystals are your life coaches. That connection is interesting and it could be expanded upon, but it's not immediately apparent, and therefore it's confusing, and it feels like, what is he talking about again, right? Blessed tools to empower your life. I don't know. I mean, trinkets sounds cheap, so we might not want to use the word trinkets. But what like a tool can mean anything. What's a blessed tool, right? If you want to put like supercharged crystals, energetically vibrant, vibrant objects to empower your life, yeah, that could work. But then again, it's like the whole kind of entire message is, am I buying hemp and getting these things as a bonus? Like, would I buy it if I just only got this? Or is it like, no one's actually going to buy it just for this? I mean, just for these two, right? So therefore, because no one would buy it for these two, we want to try to give this to them, and then they can buy that. But it almost seems like this is a completely separate product than these two. The first two things. The second two ones are like fun little surprise monthly subscription box for an experience of new different things. And the first one is specific hemp products, and the relationship between the two is a little bit disjointed. Why are little life coaches and crystals and feathers and objects, what do they have to do with my hemp, right? If I was going to get, if there was like hemp to put in a smoothie, I have no idea, I'm just making it up, right? And then I got a special smoothie cup to go with it, then it's like, okay, well, this cup goes with the thing that I'm putting inside of the cup. There's a logical connection between those two things. That makes sense. Or if it's hemp for smoking, which I don't know if it is, right? Then it's like, okay, then you can also get a new pipe to get up a collection of the 12 different pipes for the year that interlock together and it's like a collectible or an experience, or like each pipe works in a different way. Then that is connected. The pipe and the thing to smoke are connected as two things, but I still don't get the connection between these and this. No, I'm really tearing. I'm really being heavy here. I hope I'm not being too heavy. Like I said in the beginning, I assume that's why you're hiring me, and if that's not okay, then then I'm sorry for being mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really trying to help you. Okay, so that's over $200 worth of products for just 50 a month. Sign up today, and you'll get your first month free. If your life hasn't improved, cancel, and we'll give you your 20. Give you 20. You can keep the products. Okay. So we're achieving in marketing. There's a few different triggers that we're hitting here, and they're generally kept separate. Um, and I would probably still keep them separate. One thing, what you're doing is you're wrapping up the total value of this, right? So you're adding up the 80 plus the 120 plus the 120, that's 200, and then 220. So actually, one thing you're losing, you want to say 220 here instead of how do you say it like that? You want to say 220 because the higher this value is, the more it seems worth, and then the more than would be with whatever value this is. Question mark you wouldn't put there. You would put priceless. You would say priceless value, right? Something value that can't be measured monetarily, and you would say priceless. So then you'd say $220 worth of value, right? More than, and then to get your first month free. So now this is, well, actually you're doing three different things, right? So one thing is you're doing an offer wrap up for 50 a month. So you would want to do something. I'm going to show you a really ugly page, but it works. We have sold with this page thousands and thousands of dollars of things from this on this page. Now it's an invalid change though. Okay, so let's close. Let's go to, is this the one? This is like a super ugly page, and it was done. It's not even the one we're looking for. I mean, and like they're terrible pages, right? Let's just go inside here. But just one principle I want to show. I want to show you that the page does well. And sometimes ugly pages, like Russell Brunson has this whole thing, ugly pages convert better. But that's not the point, right? I'm not trying to do that. And I see a lot of problems with this page too. But what I'm trying to show you is what you want to do. Okay, this, right? There's the special. It's normally this price. It's crossed out. Limited time, you get it for 69. So in 2 seconds, you can see it's 200. It's not 200. It's 69. Wow, that's a good deal, right? You're automatically just it requires no thinking, no brain power, and it's very simple, stupid. Put over here, right? And then you have total value. Right? So like total value this much, and then New Year special. You see, this is even wrong. It should be like crossed out maybe. And then you've got a timer. It's pretty just straightforward, right? So with your page over here, okay, $200 total value. Cross it out, just 50, right? And then if you say 200, you say $200 a month worth of stuff, and then you could even put like a 75% discount, 75% off, right? 50. Now, some people are like, okay, well, that's too salesy. You can try to make it look classier, make it look less salesy, but it works with human psychology. It's the reason why it's done. Crossing it out, it wants to be straightforward. For this, I have to work to figure out what the hell is going on. At a glance of the page, I've been glancing on this page right now for 40 minutes on this recording, and I've been pausing the recording to look at things in between, and I looked at it before a little bit, and I still did not know what the offer was. Right? By glancing on this page, I don't know what it is. 200 of life-changing wellness products for free. It's just not very clear. Whereas like on this other page that I showed you, it's like, okay, I'm getting this thing for lifetime. It's normally 200 a year. I'm getting it for lifetime. Okay, it's a little bit more straightforward. And then I mean, there's other issues with the page, right? But there's the bullet points of what's been getting. Okay, so I'm getting this one thing, and this is what's included in the one thing. But these are people that are familiar with him. It's a different type of market. But point being that, so what you want to do is you want to have it like big bold letters, crossed out 200 a month, so you can do /mo, right? A month for just 50 a month, doing 49.95. There's done a lot of tests with that. 40, 47, 49.97, 49.95, 48. Like those numbers have been tested, and they're good. Now you might be going to a market that's sick of that stuff, and it might be better just to do it straightforward like this. I still think having it be under $50 is, well, it's not $50, less than $50. Well, it is $50, but it's less than $50. Having that go through people's mind actually does work in your favor. Makes it look like less, like that. Then now you would also want to clarify, because there's two special things that you're giving. One is you're saying that it's for 50 months, and then you're saying first month free. You want them next to each other and clear. Yeah, clear, like kind of how you're doing here, you know? Boom. Yeah. Anyway, it just needs to be laid out a little bit differently. If your life hasn't improved, we'll cancel. Cancel will give you one. You can keep the products. Now, this is a money back guarantee. What a lot of people do with the money back guarantee, I think, is a little cheesy, but it's like accentuates the thing. You can take the cheese out of these things, and this one, you can take the cheese out of it, but still. By the way, these low sales, we have them sales going on another platform, but we do thousands and thousands with this guy. Thousand regular. His expenses are like 60,000 a month. But point being is, like, let's look at one of these pages, for example. Again, these are not the best pages either. Like, we spend more time on them, we make them a lot better. But regularly this, boom, limited special, order now, right? Oh, that's another thing that you're gonna not too many tabs on open. That's one thing that you're going to want to do is, once you have this, then you need to have the call to action button right after. You've done the stack, you've said this value, this value, this value, this is how much it worked, you've crossed out the price, you've given them up the discount, plus they're getting 1 month free, so you've given them a double bonus, then you have they're like, wow, that's really cool. Then you have a button right there for them to be able to click. Right? You want to make it easy. It's not like, oh, I like that idea. Now how do I buy this? What do I do? Oh, okay, over here. Then I buy it over there, right? Like you don't want to give them work. It's just like straightforward. How do I buy this thing on this page without reading anything? How do I buy it? That button. It's really clear. It's got a picture of the card there. That's the one that I buy. Can I use a card? Yeah, it's got a picture of the cards that it accepts. If you take more cards, you can do that under. It's pretty straightforward. It's a checkout. It's like, okay, it's online shopping. That's straightforward. So you want to make it very straightforward and simple. Like here, we've got like that same thing going on over there. Boom, 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 boom. And you know what? It's not on this page, but I want to show you. Okay. So let's see. And like I say, I know these are ugly pages. This is the part that I'm talking about. You can get these stickers, 100% money back guarantee, right? Or like that, or they say different things. And that says this is a risk-free pledge, you know? And then you have that because this is a separate buying trigger that's hitting people is your guarantee. That's reversing the risk, and you're taking the risk from the purchase. So that wants to take a lot of real estate on your page. So it's like, oh, do I want to buy it? Yes, maybe, no, maybe, yeah, yes. Oh, I don't know, but is it worth risking the money? Well, there's no risk. You take it away separately that way. So if you want to do it like that or not, but at least having a separate page, a separate thing with it that takes away the risk, a separate item, then that is very good, right? So you've got like several different things over here that actually should take up more space. Now let's look over here. Sign up today and get this bonus. 11,500 worth of abundance coaching and free Zoom tribe access for free. Okay. So now this is getting a bonus. Generally what you do is after the stack, then you would say bonus and you write bonus, and then you would say bonus one, and then you say limited bonus. You could put some scarcity in there. Say the bonus is for the first 10 people only, right? Like you said, sign up today and get this bonus. They say till 12 o'clock midnight, and then if you wanted, you could put a countdown timer. They really work. I don't know if they're salesy, right? These are salesy things, but they work, right? Say before this count timer hits 0, a countdown timer hits 0, then you can get this much worth of abundance coaching, right? Even though now, though, the coaching is, well, why do I want to be coached from you? There's all these coaches. Is it, I haven't had a credibility established from you. You're assuming that there's credibility there, but it's not, but it hasn't been established, right? So live Zoom tribe. The credibility is saying that we have a Zoom tribe, right? And that it's worth 11,500. So there are people listening to me. So there's implicit credibility there. But abundance coaching, again, a bit vague, right? Is it business coaching? Is it law of attraction stuff? That's very oversold in the market. I don't know how well that will work without differentiating your abundance coaching and your abundance thing from anyone else, unless you're finding people that are just getting new into it and they'll just take anything without that, haven't seen many other different offers. But again, that's a specificity thing. This Let's Go Family meeting connects, collaborates, get heart-centered internet marketing and conscious coaching from our founders, Justin and Walter, business coaching co-founder Ron, the original president of Grateful Dead, founder. Okay, so this now is getting credibility. We would just want to make it visually like over here. You see how what you've done, which is really good, is you have the benefit and then you have the explanation of what it is, right? You have the benefit, you have the explanation of what it is. So here that separation is not clearly made, right? I guess yeah, you're saying sign up today, get this bonus. You're not saying what the bonus is. You could do like limited time bonus, and then you would have $11 of abundance coaching, right? That would be like the main bullet point is what are you getting? You're getting this. You're getting $1,150 abundance coaching, and then under you have an explanation of what that is and why that's important. Also, this now, president of Grateful Dead Records, right, and co-founder of Metagenics, right? Now, this is great credibility. Oh, this is good credibility, right? We want to pump that credibility up, right? Not just like, I mean, having this little dot here, I thought we were going to do a disclaimer saying we're not going to give you $20 back if we don't like you or something. That's what I thought that was going to happen over here, right? So like a lot of people might skim over it just the way that it is. What you're probably going to want to do is you want to make this more prominent, and then this Grateful Dead thing, this has to be, I don't know if you're allowed to use their logos, I don't know if how much you're allowed to use their name or anything like that, but that's a whole nother credibility section that wants to take up some space, right? And be loud and clear. So when people are not reading the whole thing line by line, they can just skim through and get that credibility. Now, another thing to say with this is this is a different font than this, that's good. This is a different size than this, that's good, right? You're creating separation in the mind, and probably intended. This is different than this, which is different than this, which is different than this. That's really good. This is different than this. That is different than that. I like all of that, right? That these are different, right? So it's good for the brain for when we're skimming through this. That's really good. Okay, so you have the Grateful Dead thing over here. That's good. I guess you're putting it there in a nutshell on the top, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. Again, it's like what to have like a just buy it now kind of button over here for people on the top that are already sold and just need to know what they're getting, and then have more explanation down here, that works. Um, and like I said in the beginning, that depends on the context by which people are coming here too. But already this is a lot of content and a lot of work. Um, yeah, it's a lot of content and a lot of work before we go into more stuff. But I think that's okay. Right? A lot of work for people to read. But the reason why I was saying about the difference between the things is because over here, this is all very much the same. And you would want to break it up just like you have break up with other things. Like if you had another one of the buttons that was clearly a button, this one is a little less clear that it's a button, right? If you know, like people are used to, I know it's going to make the page look ugly, and you have it like a matching colors, which is really nice, right? But if you had a button color that people are used to, like a green or the Amazon orange, that people know that it's a buy now button, that might also help. Of course, that's not necessarily a necessity, but that stuff does make it easier. I know it makes it uglier and takes your art away, but it may be good. Okay, so let's continue. Get over $200 worth of life. Okay, then again, people of life-changing wellness products sent to your door for free. You see, that would be like a better headline than this, right? And then this is bigger. Then the question, well, where do I look at, right? Which one it is? It's kind of not clear. I always like to have my things in single line rows. And the reason for the single line rows is because you don't want people confused about what they should read first. And you want to be taking people in progression. It's like spoon feeding. Eat this spoon one, spoon two, spoon three, spoon four. You're clearly feeding people one after another as sequences. With this, it's should I watch the video? The confusion is should I watch the video? Should I read this? Or should I read this? I don't know. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll start reading like this, like an article. That's what you do. And that's kind of an issue, right? Now, when we go to make it like this, it's a little more clear. Now, this is real nice. What I would do, if I was you, actually, I really like this. I would just have this be the bigger version too. So when you're doing it, before it goes like that, I would keep it like this, where you've got your main headline, your next message, so it's spoon fed of what's going on. People are like, do I want to watch the video? Okay, I don't want to watch the video, but let me get the gist of it under. And you have it just going straight forward like that. That I would make the whole sales page like this. And then you know that's also good. Then the fact this and this together, people are going to read this and then they're going to read that. That's good. You might want to switch the order or not switch the order depending on what you're doing. But if it was like this, then a lot of the problems that I described before and having two separate columns is a little bit better. Yeah, so I like this. Finding the freedom we didn't know we lost. Now, is that message that important that when you're scrolling down, it still stays on the top? Right? I'm not sure if that's worth sticking to the top. Maybe. I wouldn't do it myself personally, to be honest. But yeah, having the layout like this is much better than the dual layout. Okay, so all this new. Okay. Oh, another thing about the money back guarantee. If your life hasn't improved, we'll give you. How do you measure if someone's life has improved? It's kind of hard to say that. Is another thing to make it more clear because they're going to be worried. Do you have a catch you and a gotcha? And then they say, "Oh, I want a refund." Then you say, "Well, your life has improved, so you can't get a refund." But I don't think it's improved. But it has improved because you took the products and therefore it improved. And that's the hassle that people don't want to argue, right? They don't want to have that fight, that the questions asked, right? So that's why people say no questions asked guarantee. Like, you want your money back? We're not going to ask you any questions. We're just going to give you money back when you say so, right? Then we know that it's not going to be a drama thing, right? Other people will say, well, you have to finish the first course, the first module, and then your homework. Send us your homework. If you're not happy, then we'll send you the thing. That's a little less of a guarantee. It's a little more. It takes. It's harder for people. There's how to say a stipulation that you might not get your money back, right? There's something that people have to do for that kind of guarantee. So now saying if your life hasn't improved, how do we measure that? I would probably say, well, if they say their life hasn't improved, if they're not happy with it, then why not just say if you don't think this is the best thing you've ever bought and you're not happy, you can keep the first month of stuff and we'll give you 20, right? Then that's like a more than money back guarantee. What you're doing is like if you're not even happy about it. So I think that just needs to be clarified more in the guarantee with that, right? Okay. So okay. All you pay is $10 to cover shipping and handling. If you're having to improve, the first 30 days we'll give you 20 and you can keep the products. Okay, again, just to clarifying that, like we said before, with this, $10 shipping and handling in a small thing, that's good. Again, $9.95 might feel a little bit better, and that's the gotcha, right? Sample wellness box, okay. So now, okay, now it's a wellness box. Okay, we're getting a wellness box. So wellness products. Then you see, till I saw this, I didn't know it was exactly a wellness box. I wasn't even fully sure myself. So we can say, I mean, this is get our is like terrible marketing, but in principle, you can say get our wellness box. Get our wellness box. Like a headline would be, get our wellness box worth $200 for free, so you can beat depression, have more energy, better sex, and attract more abundance, right? So now it's a wellness box that gives you, that you're getting for free, that gives you these benefits. That's like clearly stated. I would have a headline like I would remove the let's grow, and I would be like, the wellness box. I would give this wellness box not just a wellness box. You want to give your wellness box a unique identity, right? And you can call it like the Grow Wellness Box, or the Hemp Health Wellness Box, or the Zimberjiggly Wellness Box. Like that, obviously that's a made up word, but you can use a made up word, right? That this is your unique mechanism. This wellness box is your special signature wellness box. That's only your wellness box, and that's what they are buying. They're buying the Flapperdacky wellness box, right? They're buying the Accelerate wellness box, or they're buying the Ultra Energy wellness box, or whatever you want to call it, right? And then it's okay. So now I'm buying the Ultra Energy wellness box. I'm getting it for free, for 1 month free of the Ultra Energy wellness box, and it's worth $200. And what does that wellness box do for me? It gives me depression, it beats depression, anxiety, helps me attract more abundance, helps me with all these different types of wellness things. But the top, you want to say it's the unique mechanism of the wellness box. Then you want to say that you're getting it for free. You can have this as a little thing, and then you want to say the benefits that you're getting with it in a clear, spoon-fed ABC, so people see, oh, that's what it is. That's what I'm getting. Am I interested? Let me move forward. Now that, yeah, that's shaping, right? I like this sample wellness box: hemp flower, hand harvested sage, cocoa butter, hemp soil, amethyst crystal, hemp rosin tincture. Okay, this is nice. The kind of people that are into this stuff, I know would dig that up. They would really like it. I could see people liking that again. Now, if this is for smoking, I don't know if it is. I think it is, right? But if it is for smoking, then you may have issues with compliance. I know that we talked about that before. You said that it's using the word hemp, and you can get away. You try it. Let me see. Okay. Now, a life filled with abundance within reach. Okay, now we're getting into sales here. Abundance. Now in plural. So I'm going to read this on pause and get back. Okay, I like this. This is getting interesting now. You kind of have your offer up top. This is getting interesting. This is, yeah, I see what you're doing here, what people have gone through to showing that you understand them and where they're at. You could probably, I mean, of the things on the page, you could probably keep this, even though just some minor tweaks that are not minor that can make big differences. One is you're just looking in all the wrong places. If someone like you don't know them, how do you know that they're looking in all the wrong places? It could be a little insulting, which may or may not be okay. Also saying you this, you that, you're making a lot of assumptions that you know them really well, and that will turn off some people. But some people are waiting to be told that and will really like it. just saying this about them. A softer, but it will piss off some people, right? Just saying you immediately. A softer way of approaching, which is just as effective, is telling the story of we taking responsibility of this happening yourself, and then people get to read that you're talking about them in that, right? So you are capable. I was capable of more health, happiness, abundance. I knew that I was capable of more health, happiness, and abundance, but I was looking in the wrong places. But I was looking in the wrong places, just like many of my friends. I felt uh, like you have tried it. I felt like I was trying. I tried it all. I had tried it all, right? You probably feel, it's like now you're like reading them. You probably feel you want to say, I tried it all. And then they can tune into that feeling themselves saying, I probably felt that I tried it all. I went to websites looking for relief. I did webinars, I did videos and did that, right? So if you take responsibility for it, it makes it less invasive and then more people will consume it. And then if it resonates with them, it resonates well. And it still has the same desired effect with writing that. Now, using the word pandemic will have consequences with Facebook. They may shut down the ad for using the word pandemic. And you're already on a hemp, which is a hemp and health, which are borderline industries, right? And then also abundance and making money. And sex. All of these things are triggers. And when you throw pandemic in there, it might just throw some alarm bells off. In Facebook, um, I would try to just avoid marketing to the pandemic. Also, a lot of people have tried that now already. I do, like I said, the division of how you've done this, and divided it up and made it like this. Really good. Nice. Love it. Very, very, very good. Um, there are better ways. Okay. Oh, then also saying anxiety, depression, insomnia, addiction, chronic pain, neurological disorders. Again, a lot of buzzwords that will be very triggery to Facebook's algorithm. So that's kind of scary. Obviously, it manifests in medical conditions. This is very common these are. You could get away with it though. Remember, Facebook is a funny line, right? These are treated with pharmaceuticals, but the problem with pharmaceuticals is dependence. And then I think the people that you're going from already are not going to be into pharmaceuticals, and you'd be like unnatural and side effects and dependence. You know what I mean? But I think people know that. But you might want to say they're treated with pharmaceuticals, and they're treated with pharmaceuticals, and we know that that's no good. One of the problems being dependency. There are better ways. Mother Nature has our ancestors' ways. This is very good. Love that. Beautiful. This is the problem. Here's that. Very good. Yes, I want. Then you're having a call to action over here. I mean, I always like putting call to action in each section. I would have the buttons look the same, this button and this button. And I would probably change this button to match this button over here, just so that they're the same color, and then to make a differentiation between this color so they know that it's a button that needs to be clicked on, as opposed to just part of the design. I know we'll make it look uglier, but we'll convert better. Um, I also just like rounded edges and buttons to make them seem more like buttons, but that's a personal preference. I have no data to back up that idea. The healing power of him. Okay, so now we're saying that the better way is that, and we're saying the better way is the healing power of hemp. So, okay, so I've got these problems and I've got all of this, and the solution is hemp. Okay, so then the part where you're differentiating your hemp up here, saying that the most amazing strains on the planet, right, with the highest profile, most like that, you would want to put that after, because right now, the story that you're telling people is that you've got this problem, hemp is the solution, and hemp is the solution. Then you're explaining what are the benefits and why is hemp the solution, what does hemp do. I would also explain why and how it works. That would be a little bit useful. Again, this can be very dangerous with Facebook, but I've said that before. And then, so you're selling them on hemp, and then you're selling them on your hemp being better than any other hemp, right? I would probably spend more time trying to say why hemp. This spiel I would put over here would be like why hemp works, what are the benefits of hemp, and I'll probably add another section that says why your hemp is the best. So then it's a clearly a clear logical flow, right? Then learn more about the science. Click the arrow to go. I wouldn't do that because remember, we're spoon feeding people. You just had an arrow that had people skip through your marketing message. So if they do what you tell them to do over here, you're telling them not to read your marketing message. And then you go down here and you'd have lost the marketing message. So you don't want to be telling them to do that. You want them to be consuming the content. So I wouldn't add that over here. Okay, then let's grow. Our mission is to heal the world and brothers and sisters. The fruits of our successes will improve life on earth for all creatures, plants, soil, water, drink, swim, even the air we breathe. That's our job. If you're big enough, the corner, we'll put it enough together. How do we do all of this? I said, I don't know why they need to know about the mission over here. Right now, you're saying that it's going to be good for you. You haven't really said how it works or why it's going to be good for them. But you've said this is your problem. The solution is hemp. These are the benefits of hemp. You didn't explain why it's the solution, but you said it is the solution. Some people might already know that. And then you've said why your hemp is better than other hemp. Then I think what you're trying to go with over here is why to work with you instead of like the consciousness of your company in a sense, why they should buy from you and why they want to be part of your tribe and stuff like that. I don't know if this is the place for that. It felt like a little jerky going from this and then jumping right into this. I do think it should be there. So I guess there's okay, but I probably wouldn't put it there. I would probably take this mission and put it way later on the page in less important real estate. And I think even just jumping straight into this is much better, right? Because this is giving you credibility. And then if you have your credibility and then what's your mission with your credibility, then that's better than other than having the mission and then your credibility. Right, I started on saying Mother Nature, built 7-figure business, was homeless, drug addict, alcoholic, schizophrenic. Okay, so now to say that you did this and then you have a mission is good. I just would switch the order. My name is Justin Walter by the grace of the mysterious creative mentorship, discipline, and lots of luck and experience, more happiness. It's an accident I've ever dreamed for millions of years. Yeah, this is great. Like that, but due to trauma. Okay, this is great, wonderful. This is really good. Of course, there's always everything can be tweaked, but this is really good. This is really good, right? So I had to go back and help as many people as possible. Great. So therefore, I created this mission. Now it's structured, saying, "This is me. Hello, my name is this. Let me introduce myself. Why I'm doing this, and this is me, and this is what my mission is." Right? That could go after. That's why I started the company, our name, our mission, and our communal rally cry to call unite. You see, that's what you're doing, right? Now you're introducing this thing over here. So the let's grow on the top doesn't need to be there. It could just be brought down over here. Our outcome is dedicated to making dramatic improvement frequency. Okay, then why do we need it on top here? I would combine this with what you've got over here about your company, right? They can be combined together. Having them separate like that is, I think, is a bit disjointed. Right, my point is a queen in every sense of the word, right? She gifted strategies, my best friend, helping everyone come into life and perform. I've seen her do miraculous things countless times. She's more powerful healer and teacher. Okay, so with this biography, if we could put more specifics, it would be useful. Okay, heart-centered company, organic product. I love that. She's a queen in every sense of the word. What does a queen mean? In what sense of the word is a little bit. It shows that you love her, and that's always good to show that loving relationship. She's gifted strategies. She's a gifted strategist and my best friend. Okay, helping everyone come into lives in profound ways. Okay. Helping everyone that comes to us and provide ways. If you could be, which ways does she help which people would be maybe a little bit more specific. Miraculous, I've seen her do miraculous things. Miraculous things doesn't mean anything. Profound ways doesn't mean anything. Countless times doesn't mean anything. Over 342 times means something. She's more powerful, doesn't mean anything. Healer, um, it's all very vague. It shows that you're over the moon for her, which is really nice to show that love. But if it could be more specific, then it would be more impactful, you know. But it's beautiful and it has a good feeling to it, which I like, which I think is really nice. Our business partner, director of sales, he's 83, and my longest friend. I've known since I was 17 years old. Okay, 83, someone who's the president of Grateful Dead. Okay, now the thing is, they're buying your hemp, right? They're not buying you as much right now. That would be with the coaching, and that's the relationship. So having his credibility in there instead of saying he's our partner and his relationship with you diminishes his credibility on the product. What you would want to do is say, you know, team members or like who's on the team and have him as like a prominent thing on the team. See, that's a lot of credibility over there. And that okay, what this sounds like is you've known him since you're a kid. He's kind of like a dad to you, so he's kind of like helping you out a little bit, but he's not really into the project. That's kind of what's communicated by saying I've known him since I was 17, and he's my longest friend. So he's my friend. He's like, okay, I'll hang around these guys while they do a business, but it's not something that he's fully behind and supporting, and therefore weakens his endorsement and his presence as part of the project. Now, even if what I said was true, that he isn't fully behind it, you want to make it look like he is as much as possible, as much as you can get away with. Right? He brings a measurable amount of wisdom and brilliance to our business, our products and coaching programs. You get the chance to know how more rock them. We're again. Okay, so now these two things, it's showing how your wife is really nice to you and how your friend is really nice to you. But when people are reading the sales page, they're selfish. Not in a bad way. Selfish can be a good thing, but like they're saying, "What's in it for me? Why do I care that his wife is a queen and helps people in profound ways? In which profound way is she going to help me? Or more specifically, her profound way of helping people and her healing and teaching. What does that have to do with the wellness box that I'm buying? The wellness box that I'm buying, how does that get her healing? If she's a real healer, does she spend 3 hours a day pulling healing energy into the boxes? Now maybe that's giving me something. Does it come with free coaching sessions where I can get coaching from her, and she's helped 354 other people every month, do this, and people are giving testimonials about her coaching. Now that has something to do with me. Also with this person behind that, it's like, okay, he has immeasurable amounts of wisdom into the business, our products and our coaching programs. Giving wisdom to the business, what does that mean? Does that mean he's going to come on and am I going to get a module of class from him during that? Am I going to be able to, if I buy the subscription box, am I going to be able to network with him? Am I going to get a photo with him to say I'm part of this rock star? Am I going to, is he going to share about me on Twitter? Is he going to, how does that help me? Knowing that he has a lot of wisdom helping your businesses. Okay, for me, that sounds like he's telling you how to make sales or something like that. Like, repeat, okay, so you have a business that works. Why do I care? Right? What's in it for me as someone who's buying the box? We want to answer that question. I hope I'm not being too heavy on this, and I'm going over. Yeah, we're going over, so we're going to stop soon with this. But I think we're coming to the end, right? Together, the three of us are like people supporting each other through any kind of weather, creating something magical. Okay, you guys are supporting each other. You guys are having a love fest. How does that help me? Right? We believe this is happening when people really grow together. It's a guiding philosophy of let's grow when the magic happens. Now, if you're saying we're creating this family community and you can be part of this community, then what is it? Is it going to be you three and just me? Would it be four of us? Is it going to be a whole group of people? Have you guys created a culture that's going to expand greater into the thing? There's so many questions which are unanswered and so much self-interest which is not being communicated here. It's very hard to know what's actually going on here and why should I even continue reading this? And why should I buy the product that you're selling with this? Did that how strongly we believe in what we're doing? We want to send you 200 worth next level life-changing wellness products for free. Okay. Again, it's we, right? We want to show you how much we believe, and we'll send you. It seems like the subject, again here in this whole section, the subject of this whole section. So far, I haven't read the next part. We create life-changing wellness room. We hadn't done this with chemicals. We honor plants of hard work. We combine it. Okay, this is getting better now, right? We combine them in ways to improve our own wellness and levels of joy and intimacy. So we're saying, okay, we do these things to get these benefits, which could help you like that. But just the feeling of using we this many, it's funny, it's good, because earlier on I was telling you, stop saying you and start saying we, right? And then now I'm saying, stop saying we and start saying you, right? I'm switching the instructions over here. And the reason is in the beginning, people haven't invested that much into you. They don't have that much of a relationship. They don't trust you as much. So if you are invasive, it's you don't have permission to talk directly to them as much. On a sales page, you do more than on an ad, but still it's risky, and you're making a lot of assumptions about them. So if you're telling your own story, then they can make that assumption about themselves. Then that's good, like I explained before. But when we're coming, how do you say, over here, it seems like you guys are just having a love fest and having a party yourself. But it seems like the whole section is about you guys, and you don't really care about me that much. In other words, you guys are the primary subject of what it is, meaning your team is the primary subject, and me as the customer, I'm secondary. I'm a secondary bystander of your intimacy and love. And I don't want to be the secondary bystander. I want to be the most important person. I'm the customer. I want to be the center. I want to be I want it to be about me. What's it going to do for me as a customer? Why should I give you money? I want to be the center. I want to be the most loved, the most cherished. So if you say we have a lot of love that that we want to give to you, that's getting kind of good. That's getting good. But it's just the feeling of we this, we that so much is very common in a lot of modern day marketing. So please don't take it bad that I'm getting heavy on you about this. We see this all the time in marketing, and but you pay me to try to help you sell stuff, right? It proves I'm being straight. I'm being straight with you. I really hope it's not insulting. I'm not trying to do that. I'm really trying to help. You know. Okay, we create life-changing wellness program. We have done this without chemicals and pills, right? So 2 times I would take one of the weeds out of there, and we have a life, how do you say, that we can change your life with these honor plants and hard work. We can combine them in innovative ways, designed to improve our own wellness and joy. Okay, we combine them in innovative ways. What we want to do in marketing, we want to say, what are the innovative ways? What are the specific innovative ways, designs to improve our own wellness? And in which way are they improving what aspects of wellness? What are these innovative ways that are improving this wellness? We innovated that if you put MTC oil with hemp, it absorbs 3 times faster to improve your digestion, more than any other product on the market. Okay, now we're talking, that's an innovative way that you've made an wellness program to give me a specific type of a wellness improvement. And that's kind of what we want to look at. And then we already talked about the challenge, right? All you pay is shipping and handling. And that can also come later, right? Same as your favorite lavender reishi mushroom bulletproof chai. That's trying to do the I like it actually. That's like this, the same price as a cup of coffee. You can get the thing, right? So it's like, but this is like a fancy cup of coffee. That's the kind of people you would buy that. Except for when you say iced lavender reishi mushroom bulletproof chai, I'm like, I want an lavender. Like the way that you said that makes me want this more than your product, which is maybe not what you want to do, right? Depends on your market, right? If this is normal for them, if they do this every day, your market, and this is no longer a wow factor for them, then it won't upstage the things that you have. But as far as this is like ice lavender, reishi mushroom, bulletproof chai, right? This already, like the bulletproof brand, that's just so um, good. You know, it makes me bulletproof, makes me strong. It clearly communicates an idea really nicely. But this is just this. You don't want this to upstage your main product offering, which it might be doing a little bit now. Here's what people are saying. I'm very good with and their work, patience, endurance, strength, and knowledge. Of course, they put everything they touch. I always look forward to their magic boxes, like a child's toy, not even opening it yet. I've already feel the presence and warmth. Okay, this is great. I would probably put, if you're selling the box, I would probably put this as the this just in and of itself. Sometimes less is more. And then you could even have this as a separate thing, or have it later. But the primary, you can like put a quote around this, then put like dot dot dot, and then a quote around that to say it was like from a bigger thing. But yeah, this is the primary testimonial, and then this is like secondary benefit to it, right? Check our notarized testimonials. You've probably never seen this before, huh? To have a testimonial that's notarized, that is pretty cool. I haven't heard of that. I like it a lot. Oh my gosh, I might do that. Dear Justin, I was delighted to use your product. But you've probably never seen this before. You don't need to write that because someone goes, a notarized testimonial, right? Or one of a kind notarized testimonial. You don't have to, like me as a marketer, I'm like, yeah, I've never seen that before, but I don't know if it's necessary. But you know what? No harm in putting it there. No harm. You know, it's interesting. It's different. I like it. It's really cool, actually. Create notarized testimonial. So cool. So cool. Dear Justin, I was delighted to use your products. As a result, have been very positive for me. I applied it to my knees and the spots in nose and throat, and it helped me. I recently had a horrible case of shingling, and to my surprise, when I was applied, the cell to the shingling broke the place. There's nothing relief. What a lesson. I didn't know I do. Help us in as well. God bless. You might have compliance issues with this. I know that you're not writing this, and you say, well, I'm not making a claim, but they could say that you are making a claim because you're still responsible for putting it on here. And they may, how do you say? Yeah, that might be an issue, saying an unsubstantiated claim, because not everyone could help their shinglings in that way. I don't know. It's some comfort and pain relief. Okay, some comfort and pain relief is very positive. Applied to my nose, which helped me. Actually, it might be okay. It might be okay, right? Now, if you said that it's notarized testimonial, a photo of the notarized testimonial gives it more credibility. It's like you said it's notarized. Now, a picture of it being notarized, that's like, wow, this is official. This is good, right? I would also highlight. I'd also highlight it. Also, the testimonial is for the salve, all right, and then that thing you probably, I didn't know I was getting that in the box, right? We want to call it the same thing. Is that what this is? The tincture? We're getting a tincture and we're getting a flower. So the testimonial is for something else. Okay, but then over here, resin oil tincture sample wellness box. So then the wellness box, you've got tea bags, you've got like this whole thing in the wellness box. You want to include things that are included. Every month you get this plus different wellness products. You know, that needs to be clear what kind of things are included in this wellness box. That kind of shows it here. And you did it samples, but if you put like bullet points, you could get this, this, and this, and just made it more clear about like that this is a wellness box and this is what you're going to be getting, and this is kind of like, this is really good. It kind of shows you, but then you could even expand it out to more bullet points and make this seem bigger, which makes it then seem more valuable, which makes it seem like a better deal. And this is kind of, if this is encapsulated like 10 different items that you could get, you would want to list out those 10 different items, and then it seems that much more powerful and that much more in it. Also, this arrow, what does that mean? Doesn't mean just look at the next thing. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Guiding the attention there. Okay. Then the testimonials are good. I think with a lot of the principles that I said before, then the same things if they don't apply the principles that I explained before. You can look yourself to see if they apply here or not, and then that's okay, right? I like having the stars there. It's really nice. Yeah, that's good. Let's see what happens if we click this. Well, the button doesn't work. You probably want to make the button work. Yeah, you need to have the button working. But you probably know that it doesn't work. You're going to have a pop-up for that, the sales page. So you're getting people to. So if I click this button. Okay. Well, I think you know the buttons don't work. Okay. Let's go. Remember, these type of scripts are harder to read for people, especially like that. Limited time special. Oh, we're offering a program for free for the first month, right? You can minimize the words and just say free for the first month, right? Our program, is it a program or is it a wellness box? Call it a wellness box, but even then, just say free for the first month. Limited special offer, free for the first month. Get rid of excess words that are not needed. You'll continue to reach a worth of each month, each and every month. Okay, now you need to clarify. You're going to get $200 worth of stuff for only $49.97 or for only $50, right? You want to make that clear. Each, otherwise, am I getting charged $200 a month? That just needs to be clear. I know you said it before, but we don't want people to be investigators. We want it to be straight, simple for people. Just someone might not read this stuff. They're just like scrolling, kind of half looking. Okay, what's the offer? 200 retail every month. That's kind of like what you look when you're reading. You want to make it easy to consume. Each month you'll get 7 grams of this. This is the same thing as before. Samples. I would put the examples of the samples of the thing that you get. This is repeated from above. That's okay. That's nice. I like this. Yeah. I would just expand these bullet points like I explained more. One of our top products. Okay, so now this is good. Now I'm seeing the products, what I'm getting. These type of products and these pictures. I would even, let's see if there's a place for it. If there's a place for it on the top. You actually have a video there. But yeah, that's nice. That's nice. How is it looking again on the thing? I think it's kind of good like that, putting it like in this order here. Okay, so where are we at? One of our top products. One of our favorite items have never made. I'm going to pause it for you. This is really good, like I said before. This kind of stuff you just want in the other bullet points. Like I said before, why is this the best extraction process? What benefits that going to do? And then as we grow overhead, right? Okay, so you're saying that as we grow our overhead, we're able to do this. So we're only able to give this many boxes away for free. You're trying to do scarcity here, which is good, but I would do it instead. We can only 15 boxes available for that because we lose money with each box in the beginning, right? So be one of the first 15 to see if that works, right? As we grow our overhead, talking about your business behind the scenes, I wouldn't do it on a sales page. We aren't only about product. You could do. It's very open and transparent. It's sweet. It's nice, which is good for this market. But like that, one-time only bonuses, total value. Okay, introductional videos. Okay, also get access to educational courses, online courses teaching exercises, new best cells, including breathing, yoga, conscious breathing course, 10,000 churn. All right. Okay, so now with Ron, is he, or remember the name, Ron, okay, so now his connection is he's included in the course, so that connection needs to be there to make sure that people know that it's the same guy. Also, all of this value that you're giving, this is great bonuses, this is good stuff, we like it, great, good, now I understand what I'm getting this as part of it, but we've already gone through so much sales page before even seeing what I'm getting, right? look at all that sales page. So we want to add all of those benefits here, here, here. So you're getting this. So people see the whole package that they're getting, all of that before they see testimonials and before they see about the team, before they see all of that, is like, okay, wow, you're getting all of this stuff, right? Would be good, right? Because otherwise they didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that. Oh, we've spoken and I've spent an hour and a half on this page and I still didn't know this yet, you know? This is nice, stands out, very loud and clear, call to action. We want to do that. Again, same things that I explained there before, no need to repeat them. But how to do. We all do the finest products for an academy made with love and prayers. All the intent. Okay, that's. I like how you did this. It's cute having parts of the, the, the dictionary there and clearly laid out. It's real nice to do that. When we say prayers, intentions, energies, we have some. Okay, so this is showing how intention helps with making the products even better. So that's your secret sauce. Very good. I like this. This is good. This is a lot of the stuff that I was saying before was why does that matter to me? Now you're explaining why it matters to me. The only difference is the part about why it matters to me is way later on the page. You want it to be in the same breath in the same sentence, so that people know the connection, right? But this is good stuff. Nice. I like it. And then from the industry space for 20 years of fun. The best genetics for making from Caesars of large farmers. We're confident we won't find. Okay, being in 20 years, that is credibility. You mentioned it before. I would like it a little bit louder and clear. You know, of 20 years of experience in doing this should be a little bit more straightforward and wow, so we can trust you more. With confidence, we'll find better hemp flowers. You won't find better. We'll search the globe of riches coming. You know, yeah. This is great. This is why you, why different. I like these things a lot. I just kind of would like some of this information further up. I think it might be more important than some of the other things that you have there. That stuff should be before the testimonials. The testimonials are like after the okay, I like this, but are these guys legit? Then you go into testimonials, right? So I would definitely put these things before the testimonials. The science of hemp. Okay, now this is going into the science of hemp, why it works, autism. This is good. Make sure you're not doing unsubstantiated claims. Is good, and the call. I understand you put it there. A lot of people don't want to get deep into this stuff. I still think I would put this stuff further up so people know. But again, it depends on your market. If your market already knows what hemp is, and this is just for people who don't know at the bottom, then I don't know if they would be able to survive to go to the bottom. So I would put it up. There's a lot of people who know stuff. They still might not know as much as you think they know. Over here, yeah, they might not know as much as you think they know. So even if someone knows all of this stuff, still reading these things and these things and these things, probably really good. Also, having the links. The problem with the link is you don't want to take them away from the page because now they click the link and now they're not on the sales page. Now they're reading this other thing, right? Which is something we don't like so much. So I don't know if I'll do that. At least if you're going to have the link, I understand that gives credibility and that's really good. I would put this whole stuff further up, like I said. But what you'd want to do is if you can make a link so it opens up in a new window, so that when you do that, it just like it does that, opens up in a new window, but it still stay on the sales page. You know, but even then, as a general principle, links on sales pages are not good. Links on sales pages are not good. Like that, and that's good. You've got this there by law, your terms of privacy policy. Other small detail is to change the favicon. Whenever I see a favicon like this, I can tell. I mean, I do it in marketing. I have less respect for a industry favicon like that. But I would probably want to change that. But I can see a lot of work and there's a lot of really good stuff. I just switched the order and then follow some of the advice that we have here. But it's getting there. It's really good in a lot of ways. And this page would probably get some sales. The question is, would it get enough sales to cover the cost of advertising and to make the business worthwhile? And that I don't know for sure, right? And remember, we're looking at it like this. So let's have a look at it like that. Yeah, the mission and the output that at the end, unless your people But even if, you know, you see, here's all the what's in it for me. This is what I'm going to get. Boom, 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 boom. I would put the whole what am I going to get first, and the people are like, well, I like what I get. Now, is it legit? Then all the credibility and the community and the and all the other stuff later, right? But it's nice. It's nice. Now with the video, we don't have time to go over the whole video, but I did watch a little bit previously, and I guess I just would want it to stay on structure. The video, don't assume that anyone is going to give you their energy. We pay for energy to get a little bit, and our energy is like one of the most valuable things that people have, their attention. So don't assume a sitting audience is going to consume the content. What you want to assume is that they're trying to click away and they're trying not to watch it. But what you're saying is so interesting that they have to watch it. And that's worth eating lunch late, and that's worth not replying to their friend's text, is to watch your thing. And what's going to be that interesting for them is never about, in this Instagram world, we think, well, if I'm smarter, if I'm cuter, if I'm better, if I'm more intelligent, if I have all these qualities, if I'm so cool, if I'm so rich, then they're going to be interested. It's not really like that, right? It's more what they're interested in is themselves. They're interested in what are they going to get out of it, what's the benefit to them, and what's the benefit to them? What are they going to get out of it? That's what they're interested in. So that's how you hook them. So if in the beginning, the first few seconds of the video, you're like, this is what you're going to get, this is why it matters to you, this is what's important, that hooks them, right? Also, curiosity hooks them. But like this.
Sleep better, have better. What if you could have more energy, sleep better, have better sex, and make more money? Yeah. What if you could feel better? Like, that's it.
That was actually a great intro. You had it right there. You were good there with what I said.
And we all know it's possible, and we all get turned off by advertisements all day long on social.
And I'm not going to go over the video, but the start was actually okay. It was interesting. It was good. I know you're probably not going to refilm it, but you're looking up here.
Us a better life.
You're not looking directly into the camera, and that's a bit of an issue. She's looking at the camera, right? So it doesn't look like you're talking to me. That feels a little weird. If you're redoing things in the future, I think later in the video, you were talking a little bit like right looking into the camera lens, but a lot of the video it didn't feel like you were doing that, which is a concern. Anyway, that's more than enough. I went way over, and I got carried away. That's why I don't do one-time contracts. I do it on an hourly basis. But that's my gift to you for this time. I hope that helps. Take care. All the best.